Michael is directed by Antoine Fuqua. I hope I pronounced the director's name correctly. This is a biopic movie based on the true story of Michael Jackson. The story of Michael Jackson, who becomes a pop star superstar from his Jackson 5 as a young age, leading up to becoming the king of pop of the music industry. Judging from the trailers, I knew what to expect from this film. I think it's going to be very point, you know, kind of like a play safe biopic, pay by numbers biopic movie. I think it's going to be played really safe, which I'm not expecting a whole lot from it. But I did expect it to be a solid good time. That's all I wanted. Kind of similar to Bohemian Rhapsody, a film that I still liked, even though it does have its flaws, and will admit it's not a perfect movie. But as far as biopic film goes, I know I've been hit and miss. I haven't seen every single one of them. The ones I have seen, I believe I saw Rocket Man starring Tyler Egerton. I think that's probably the best biopic film. Bob Marley, One Love was meh. I didn't really care for that one, to be honest. I didn't hate it. It's not bad, but I just didn't care for it, to be honest. I haven't seen other ones like The Complete Unknown, which I've yet to see that, or even Walk the Line, and I think there's a few other ones I'm kind of missing, but let me know in the comments, is there any other musical biopics or music biopics, what you want to call it? I can name a can't remember the top of my head, but there are also quite a few others out there. I seen this last night, and for what I've seen, it was enjoyable. I would say it's enjoyable, entertaining, fairly enough entertaining flick, but there are some things in there it did felt like it's just rushed to the finish line. They do dive in a few things here and there. We'll get to that soon enough with the negatives, but I'll just get into my positives before I jump into the negatives. As far as the acting go, for the acting performances, all great, but the one standout is probably the best place for the film throughout. Jaafar Jackson as Michael Jackson. He is probably the highlight of the film. He delivers a great performance because throughout the entire film, I remember going like, that is not Jaafar Jackson, that is Michael Jackson. And fairly enough, Jaafar Jackson is the nephew of Michael Jackson, basically as his nephew, so you get what I mean. It's quite interesting how he played his uncle, which is kind of very interesting seeing how he plays that character or his uncle in that appearances. Moves, talks, and especially when he's singing, even if it's lip syncing or just him using his voice to sing like Michael Jackson, but he does sound the part. He does look great and he delivers a great performance. Even if you love one of them or not, but you can always tell the actor is the best thing going for the lead who's playing the biopic of the character of the person. He is probably the best part of the film. And you do get a chance to see Michael's story basically from a young age, from a family, from the Jackson 5 of his brothers. Basically, he's definitely different from one of his brothers. As far as the abuser, Joseph, played by Colman Domingo, who is really great here. And he has a really nasty time. He wants to keep his son Michael in line, but Michael wants to be doing his own thing. It's kind of like a parent is very protective of their own child because they don't want to do anything what they want to do instead of listen to them or not giving them a chance to do what find their own purpose in life. It's kind of like me, and when I have a child in the future, I'll probably let them find their own path and not me tell them, no, you are doing this, you're doing that, or abuse them or give them the belt beaten, which has Joseph is a 6 SOB. Nia Long as Michael's mother, she's probably really good here, and she is very supportive of Michael of his own choices. And the brothers and the sister Janet Jackson, they're all there. They do give a good performance, but the problem is they're really just there in the background. They do support him here, and his brothers do be on the stage with him. They do the backup singers or playing the instruments. But Janet Jackson is barely in the movie that much. You do see her. She's in like the background. You do see her, but then you kind of forgotten throughout she's not there. So that's kind of a mixed and negative. You have other cast in the film. You got Miles Teller, who is basically the new manager, unaware, I think it is his manager. Yeah, his manager, who help him to get out of his fired situation, also by firing him. And of course you do get Mike Myers. Funnily enough, Mike Myers appeared in Bohemian Rhapsody. If you remember, he plays the guy who doesn't want to put Bohemian Rhapsody's song on the radio because the song cannot play for 5 minutes or 6 minutes long. I believe, if I'm wrong, I think it's 5-6 minutes. And now, since he's back in this film, playing this character as a music executive, he also helped Michael to bring out the fuller music videos, which is kind of one of those songs you do hear on the radio. And for my history of Michael Jackson, I forgot to mention my history of film. I remember heard Michael's songs. I can't remember the first song I've heard. I think it's Thriller. I think that's the one song that comes to my head when I hear that song. Even other songs like Smooth Criminal, Beat It, Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, so I do to now and again, Billie Jean, You're Not Alone, Man in the Mirror, and a few other songs I can mention. Some of the songs I mentioned here that are not in the movie, I'm guessing are going to appear in the sequel, which we'll get to that soon enough. Here's my issues with the film. That while it is nicely shot, and Antoine Fuqua's directing is decent, it is very style over substance. I think the scale of the film is very not big or bombastic, but the movie do get some nice decent shots, and some of the CGI stuff in there is kind of questionable, especially with the animals that Michael has, because Michael basically has a Peter Pan syndrome. He likes to be like that kid inside of himself because he can't get out that grown out thing, or whatever it's called, grown up going on with him. Even though he has grown up, but he still acts like a little kid inside, especially if he gets all these toys. When it comes to the animals, which you kind of tell is CGI, there are a couple times it does look noticeable. I think it does in the way we see the chimpanzee he adopted named Bubbles, which is really weird, bizarre looking, I would say, for the most part. And you do get this play-it-by numbers of a biopic, especially with the whole, it's very play it safe because they do brush a few things. The more you see what's going on, but it just feels like it was just trying to get to the next point and not give enough time to movie to breathe, or try to get inside the character's head or get into Michael's head, how he's feeling, how he's being controlled by his father and not given the freedom that he wants. And when we do get some certain stuff, like when he gets his face surgery and the moment you see him with the way he looks, where he is now, the father did question him, but he never got angry about it. But also, they never showed it to the family, never brought up to the family saying, why'd you look like that? Why'd you change your face appearance? Why you got surgery? Why not stay who you are? But I don't know, there's a couple of things that really, I don't know, it's one of those moments that it just felt rushed because it kind of missed a few information points in Michael's life. It feels like it was just trying to get to point A to point C instead of exploring the B part of it. It just feels like A to jump to C instead of missing the B and missing the B part. As far as the story structure goes in the film, it feels like it was just 3-story arc, but the fourth act is felt shortened. How it felt like it was just bracing through, because you've got a first act, then you have the second act that goes on for quite a bit. You get to the third act, that felt very shortened and very abrupt. Because the way the film ended, it just felt like, because this is a 2-part film, which it is basically teased at the end, because the moment the film ended, you get this white text. Well, this is like a minor spoiler, I'm not saying where it ends, but the moment you get that white text where it says, his story continues, which basically, we're going to get a sequel. And for my expectations for that, I'm kind of curious to see where the sequel go, because you do get the first half, you get the father thing going on, but which you do get, but we don't get enough of the story, what's going on, because I kind of know where the second story is going to be. I don't know if it's going to explore the allegations. I don't think they will go that way, because Jackson's family are controlling the movie, because they didn't want Michael's allegation stuff going to the story, because they want to cause controversy, because the whole documentary, if you remember a couple of years ago, with the whole Leaving Neverland, yeah, which I don't want to bring up the whole Michael Jackson allegations, because I don't know if it is true or not. I try not to bring it up in my review because it's nothing to do with the review itself, but I wish they could maybe explore that bit. You do get to see Michael hanging around the kids, and I thought, okay, I think that's why he likes kids, because he's a kid inside. I don't know if that's the thing, but again, I try not to jump into conclusions. That's just me personally. But as far as the sequel, I would kind of like to see what the sequel does. Even though I think they could have done it in one movie, I guess they wanted to do a 2-part because you want to see Michael's first half of the story. Then you want to see more of it to come back. If the movie makes money, which I'm guessing it will make money. If it makes like maybe $500 or $600 million worldwide, they might greenlight a sequel. They might say, okay, let's do a sequel, which I assume it is going to happen, which I doubt we will see. Do we need a sequel? No, I don't think so. But as far as the story goes, I'm kind of curious to see what it is. Do we need it? Not necessarily, but I'm kind of curious. I'm just curious about it. I'm kind of want to see if it's good, if it's a good half of the story, what we have even for this, I would have been fine. But if it's just one movie, then again, I'll be probably brushed a few things and not given enough time. As far as the Michael biopic film goes, I think it's a seriously fine movie. It's enjoyable, it's a fun entertainment. If you're a fan of Michael Jackson or a casual fan like myself, you're gonna have a good time. I would say just go in, you know what to expect from it. If you just want to watch it just to see Jaafar Jackson's performance, or just to see the music, or hear Jaafar singing or lip syncing the songs from the backtrack, or Michael's voice singing certain songs from the soundtrack, you're gonna have a good time. You're going to enjoy it. You're going to have a blast watching this movie. But if you're expecting more from it, like a deep story or explores a few things, you're going to be disappointed. Just go in, expect what to expect, and then you're going to have a blast. That's all I'm going to say. So I would say, Michael, good time, but it could have more meat to the bone. At least it's a good moonwalk to the cinema. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to give Michael a B-. Guys, comment down below, tell me, have you seen Michael? Do you love it? Do you like it? Do you think it's alright, or do you hate it? Whatever the case is, comment down below and tell me what you think. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you like this review, hit that like button. And of course, if you're just new to the channel, if you just come across it for the first time, hit that subscribe button. And of course, hit that icon bell for more future videos just like this. See ya!